It's weird. Hey, glad you're back. It's completely on me that we couldn't shoot, but
I
evidently
was,
TT Gameplay is excited to
huh?
see
That
us.
seems weird.
I
I
mean,
don't
he
know.
like 1 o'clock. He's like, "Yeah, dude, you're back, awesome." So,
What a psychopath.
yeah,
All
I didn't
right.
know we had that big of fans. We'll
Oh
find
yeah,
that
we
out.
got like
So
4 people who love us, man.
four people, and then everyone else goes, "Oh yeah." So
Hello,
I have
Chris.
been shitty when it comes to going to buy new comics. As much as we talk about them, I have not been to the
Yeah,
new
because
buy new
I've
comics.
I've I've picked up that book.
I,
I've been
I,
every
I
week.
appreciate it. I'm in
I've
the.
been every week for like the last month. I gotta stop.
But there's yeah. It was last week was I really should have waited. I learned a couple of big things by trying to shoot the show pre-taped was fine. I wish we could have done it together, but
Yeah.
um, shooting. Of course, I shot it on July 4th. That's how great my life is. That it's 9 o'clock and fireworks are going off, and I'm like, let's do a comic book show by myself.
Party
And
on, Wayne.
oh yeah, I mean, it took me a whole 10 minutes to run through the books, and I think 7 or 8 of the books I ran through didn't actually come out on the
Didn't
day.
nice. Oh, that's good.
And then I didn't hit the big ones. Like when I ran the article, I hit them, but when I made the video, and it was like I can't.
That's
I
just
hit.
too early, right?
Yeah, it's so hard because you don't. I like to wait till Wednesday, Thursday because usually Midtown and a lot of the stores have started to get the books in, so they know what they actually have and what they don't have. Um, but one book that was sort of weird, Superman Sons of Kal-El, whatever number, with the first appearance of Dreamer, supposed to come out last week, actually, or to yesterday, and then it did actually come out, but Midtown hasn't come out next week. So it's like, okay, I don't quite know who gets what when or how early. But yeah,
Yeah.
I missed so
Well,
many.
and with the Tuesday, Wednesday both being New Comic Book Day, man, I never know what's happening. Like I've gone to that one place and everything's out on Tuesday,
Yeah,
and then I go on Wednesday to the next place and everything's gone already. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I? What am I doing? I'm doing this game wrong.
yeah, and it's. I wish stores would either. I mean, I wish they'd all go back to Wednesday, but at the same time, it is sort of. It's nice if you. I don't know. Nowadays, I mean, half the stores sell their incentives and hold back half of them and sell them online if they're hot. So
Yeah.
you have to call ahead and plan far ahead. And yes, I'm a big proponent and supporter of FOC and going in and looking ahead of time and telling the stores because it helps the stores out. But sometimes there's a book that you just miss. Shoot, we just miss them, and we go
Yeah.
through this every
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We start looking and you're like, oh, I can't believe I didn't know this was coming out. Or
Yeah.
do I like Radio Apocalypse enough to keep buying that issue?
I
So
do. I do.
you do. I mean, it's coming out this week.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
but let's jump in. Uh, let's look at some of the books. Let me throw this up here. All right. So jumping in, looking at it. Do you like how your name was there, but evidently the J is too far off, so it's OE.
Hey.
OE is back. Maybe it's
Oh.
Zoe. Maybe it's
Oh.
O1. Maybe it's just something about
Whatever.
SOZOMAIKA, however you say her
Somebody's
name.
back.
So, but let's go ahead and look at what we got coming here. Last week, like I said, I did so poorly. Like I highlighted the Mandalorian and left off this beautiful AHA cover. Like you even told me about it the week before.
Yeah.
You have how many of these ordered?
I ordered 2. It's a terrible book. Like I bought it at the LC the other day. Just the cover A.
Yeah.
Just so I had one so I could like look. I was so disappointed. And I love this show, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be so great, and it's like bad artwork decisions. I didn't like the coloring. Like, I felt like the adaptation, like it's Rodney Barnes actually.
Yeah.
Go figure. That's weird.
Philadelphia and Nita Halls.
Yeah. I felt like his choices for the adaptation, like the writing choices, were great.
Yeah.
The artwork, man, I was so disappointed. But that cover, when I first saw it like 2 months ago, I just went ahead and ordered it. And I never, you know me, I never do that. I don't even know, what is it, a 1 for 25?
It's a 1 for 25.
Yeah.
There you can, if you like the cover, I saw them today for $15 online. So I mean, there's so many people order Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kicked myself. I couldn't believe I left this cover off. I didn't cover any of the incentive covers for this book. I think I even showed 5 covers and left this one out. And there's a 1 for 50 as well. And
that's kind of like you forgetting a Malieve cover. Like, what in the world? All right, what's this middle thing? I don't remember this at all.
This is Hellfire Gala #1. This is the Adam Hughes cover. It's a 1 for 50. It's selling for about $50. I completely missed it. I think I missed all this hell. I'm just so down on this Hellfire Gala thing. It's
the X-Men is so expansive now.
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
even
if you want to go back to Inhumans, at least then there was only one series.
Right. Yeah. Well, wait for the axe to fall next week or whatever. We'll see.
Oh, well, Miss Marvel.
No, the Avengers X-Men Eternals book.
Oh, see, I thought you were talking about the TV show where they turned Miss Marvel into a mutant.
No,
that's what it was. That's all the rumor mill. That's what they said in the last episode. They alluded to that.
I haven't watched.
Sorry, I spoiled it for all of you guys.
Yeah,
you said F you.
I haven't watched any of that yet. Maybe I haven't finished Moon Knight either. I'm a really bad fan.
I've done that with most of the MCU shows. I'm like, oh, it's great. I waited too long. I don't know if I'd binge it if it was all on. Like most of them, it'd be a great 2-hour movie.
Right.
Miss Marvel's actually really fun. It's probably so far it's been my favorite. I can sit and watch one episode at a time. I don't have to watch 2, but then I can come back next week and enjoy the next one.
That's cool.
Moon Knight got a little hard there towards the last 2. You're like, what's going on? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what is this? Archer? Is that Archer and Armstrong or whatever?
Yeah, Valiant's trying their hardest to make stores buy multiple copies of a book. So this is the 1 for 250, the wood-burn copy. So from what I can tell, there's only 3 or 4 listed online, but this was a balsa wood, maybe. It's the only wood I can think of being light enough to make this work, and it's legit. Just like they do the metal covers now, this is legit like a piece of wood on the cover, super glued to the front of the cover of the book.
Holy
so
crap!
You're 1 for 250. I don't know how you'd grade this or whatever.
Man.
So
that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
I would love to see one.
I would too. I just can't imagine. You have to be Midtown, or you have to be My Comic Shop, or Lone Star Comics, or Mile High to buy 250 copies of Valiant.
And then you're still gonna have to burn 240 copies of that book.
Oh yeah, I mean shoot, yeah.
Jeez, this Black Adam is good. I haven't heard anything about this story or the interior, but the covers are awesome,
right? In issue 1, you find out that he has a son, and it looks almost like this is who's on the cover here.
Yeah.
So
probably Cain, Abel, and Seth would be my guesses. I don't know. I don't know anything about Black Adam, zero. So,
but I think issue 1 they revealed he had a son, and so I think that's what this cover A, and then this is the 1 from 100 virgin foil or whatever.
So is this a first appearance?
No, first cover. I think issue 1 had the first appearance.
Okay, cool.
So, but I really love this cover A. It's gorgeous.
Nice.
I think Stell Freeze did it for a Black Panther cover. That's their style. So it's not new, but it's really gorgeous. And then you switch to not really gorgeous.
This cracks me up, man.
All the fanboys out there who love their 90s comics, they're remastering all of those Image books.
Yeah, this book is longer than the original book.
Is it really?
And there's a bunch of new pages, I guess, added to the end or something. I don't know.
It's flat this long to do it, so.
Yeah. I actually really liked the Prophet reboot. I know that I've said that before. It's weird as all get out, but I really liked it.
Pete, glad you're here. Glad you're watching a little bit of this.
Pete.
So I know there's people out there that watch that love all these reboots, and you're so excited for Cyberforce, and you're so excited for Prophet. These are 1 for 25 Finch cover, or 1 for 50 Quesada cover. there's a 1 for 75, and then there's just the 1 for 100. Liefeld. I mean, the Liefeld cover only works because there's no feet and there's no hip and there's no pockets, so you're good.
Yeah.
And there's blood.
I actually really like that Joe Quesada. What's up with it? What's up with him?
He just left Marvel, I believe.
Yeah. So what's he doing?
I didn't ask him. I don't know.
I guess he's doing profit covers.
I have noticed all of a sudden you see there's Quesada special hidden gem covers. Daredevil had one.
Oh, good. Like, I mean, I think he's a great artist, and he had so much responsibility over it that he probably was only doing a little bit. So maybe he'll do a book. I mean, there's some old Quesada stuff that I really like.
Yeah,
well, he's very dynamic.
He did the Daredevil right before Bendis took it over.
Yeah, and it's a little crazy. It's a little out there.
Yeah,
a little more cartoony than
Well, it wasn't that's the cover with the baby on it or whatever.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's like sacrificing the baby up in the air or something like that, and then all of a sudden it switches completely when Bendis takes it over. It's like there's a Spider-Man Daredevil cover, and then it's like Gydos and Mac, and it's like, oh, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, got dark real fast. Yeah, that's so funny you put that on there. That's awesome. I thought I'd be the only one who cared about that.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure Pete, who's watching right now, I mean he agrees how Quesada's falling. But you and I are talking. Maybe someone in the crowd knows why the hell it went from issue 5 to issue 25. Because it's not the 25th anniversary of Skybound or the 25th anniversary of Image, because they're doing the 30th anniversary of everything.
Yeah, somebody let us know, because I didn't even put that together.
But
yeah,
I like these came out last summer. I think they're just going to continuously come out with these sort of things. This one, if you're an Invincible fan, this is a new Invincible story featuring Battle Beast, gorgeous Ryan Otley cover, which he's going to be at San Diego if you're at San Diego Comic-Con, and he has a couple of exclusive covers for issue 8 and issue. Shoot, I can't think of the other one, but I'm like, damn, I really want those, because 8 was like the first time Otley did Invincible, and he did the entire run from there on. But
who started it? Who started it?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I thought he did the whole thing.
They will then tell the stories to catch up. I think it was Image who did it in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, they did do that. Cool. DC kind of toyed with that for a little bit too. Sometime, maybe 10 years ago, but that's fun.
Yeah. One, if you don't pick up these Skybound X's, pick up one of them. They're a little more expensive, but there's first appearances. Like last year, it was Walking Dead Clementine character. Her first appearance was in issue 1. Then there's 2 or 3 of their young adult graphic novels they're just now releasing that had first appearances in the Skybound X books. So just keep an eye on those. And now Skybound X is tied their hips to Whatnot, or Skybound has tied their hips to Whatnot. So there probably is going to be a Whatnot exclusive. I don't know for a fact, but they did it last year. They did a Comic Vault Live exclusive, and then it was a Whatnot exclusive, and all those different ones. So keep your eye out for some of those. I know Tyler Kirkman did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connecting set for Comic Vaults Live. So that was sort of cool.
Yeah.
And this mouse cover looks pretty freaking. I want to read the story that the mouse is in. Like Mouse Guard always caught my eye, and it was sort of a fun story.
Man, I love Mouse Guard.
Gwenverse, you got to show it because it has Nakayama, who everyone loves. Some people really believe in this Gwenverse world, just like they think it's going to be the next Spider-Verse. I do not, and we've talked about the fact that I do not believe in it. But some of these covers are great. This cover B or C or whatever it is here in the center by Greg Land is a sexy Gwenverse cover that I think years to come could have spec value. Not right now. There's going to be hundreds of them out there, but that might be one to have. And then you have the bingo one for 25. The other catch to Gwenverse's stores are doing exclusives for it too, so it's always like that tricky sort of thing.
So many,
covers we like. And Joe, you and I talked.
We did.
We liked a lot of covers, but we didn't like. Oh, I take it back. We didn't like a lot of covers. There's tons of books.
There's tons of books,
but it was,
yeah. There were a lot of same thing going on, you know.
That's
so these were weird, so that's why we like them.
Dark Spaces Wildfire 1. This is another one where I screwed up, and I thought it was coming out last week. But at the same night, I didn't see this cover. This is the B cover or D cover to Latte. When she hits right, and I sort of like this cover.
I like all her work.
Yeah, and this is a heist story set in California wildfire. They're going to go rob someplace while the fire's blazing.
Oh, that's cool.
So
yes, Scott Schneider's got like 4 books next week or something.
So yeah, he has, and this one it's an IDW book, but there's not an incentive. Usually IDW has like a 1 for 10 incentive, and I couldn't find one there. Maybe there was, and I just missed it.
Is this a part of his other thing that with Comixology?
I don't know if this came through, if he did it first in Comixology. I think this was an exclusive deal for IDW, I thought.
Okay, cool.
But at the same time, doing that's with Dark Horse. The We Have Demons and all that.
That's what I thought.
That was doing that through Dark Horse.
Yeah, this is Hayden Sherman. He has another book that we'll talk about later.
Oh yeah.
And I bought Above Snakes that came out last week.
That incentive cover was ridiculous for that.
Yeah, I got, like I said, I keep buying all these books, man. It's a pretty good read, though. I enjoyed it. I like him. He did this thing in 2018 that I just found out about called Cold War, and I swear it looks like Frank Miller's Ronin.
Oh wow!
So I just ordered the trade for like dirt cheap. I'll let you know how it is. And then here's your robots.
Last Spot Standing. The covers as great as all the covers were for issue 2. This was me pulling teeth to find one I liked for issue 3. Now I've actually read issue 1 and issue 2, and I see the potential. I'm not a Transformers guy, so I don't know any history or anything of anything with it. But it's
none of this makes any sense. But I like where we're going. Yeah, I got you.
It's like a 5-issue little thing, so it's sort of nice. And it's actually coming out monthly.
On time.
Yeah, well, it's not Last Ronin where it comes out every 6 months, or 5 months, or 3 months, or 1 month. You never know.
Took a while. That took a while.
Yeah,
I don't think we're ever going to forget that.
Usagi. Well, shoot. I mean, I think the 5th print came out before the issue 2 came out. Like, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Usagi Yojimbo. This is a retailer incentive. It's beautiful.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I have never heard of this person, Jared Cullum.
Nope, me neither.
But it's just. I mean, like, I don't know. And sometimes these hit. Doesn't mean this one will hit. There's been random ones of the incentives that are all going to be collectible eventually, just strictly because there's no how many stores buy 10 copies of this Usagi Jimbo. So
right, not that many.
This Del is beautiful. Such a gorgeous cover for Del, but it's Alien, and I don't buy it. I think I bought issue 1.
Yeah.
And I like the guy who writes it. He's a nice guy. I think he's doing a good job. It's just so hard to jump into alien books. Yeah. Period.
This is an annual though, so it's probably
it might be a standalone.
You can consider it as usually standalone, so that might be good. Check the team out, see who did it.
This is Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings #1. This is the 1 for 100 art germ. Some art germ covers hit, some don't. The 1 for 100s, very seldom do they ever jump past $100. It takes several years before they do. And then it's because of the rarity of them and all those different things. Yeah. This one could, especially if this is, I don't know if this is a new character or if this is his sister.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's Marcus 2 doing the interiors, who I really like. He's kind of Stuart Immonen. Like, he's grown a lot in the last few years. His style is really good now. So I want to read the last Shang-Chi because he picked it up in the second arc. So whenever I find those, I'll probably read them, but I'm not going to go jumping through hoops to get to it.
All right. So you guys have been seeing these pop out for the past, I guess, 3 weeks. These Sprouse variants that are holding the lightsabers, but this is Ahsoka. I mean, it doesn't matter what they could have done this in Poe Dameron's book, and this still would be a sold out cover. Right. A lot of online places already have it sold out. Anytime she appears on the cover, because it still is rare. Now, do I think this is a $15, $20 book? Yeah. Do I think it's a $30, $40 book? Probably, but you never know. I mean, especially if you see it, she pops into the show big time when her show pops.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I struggle buying any of these variants, but as people say, if you buy the sets, like Kylo Ren, I think there's 2 of them coming out this week. This is the one I wanted to show. Last week was Kylo Ren. The week
Yeah,
before that was like
I liked the Kylo Ren one.
yeah. I mean, I like these
And
better
then
than
is there a
the
Luke?
action
Is there a
figures.
Luke one this
There's a
week?
Luke one and Darth Vader one. I think were the first ones that popped.
Yeah.
More covers you like. Speaking of Malieve earlier,
Yeah.
this might be one of my favorite Malieves in a while.
This is definitely the best looking book of the week for sure for me. I did a double take like twice when I was flipping through, and then I like zoomed in on it and couldn't get the like I couldn't get close enough.
It's so good.
I
The
won't
reflection,
buy it, but it's awesome.
Malieve's been doing some
so
pretty good covers, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's a 1 for 50, so it's an issue 25. So stores probably do get 25. Probably will get the 1 for 50 copies, but I don't know. The sad thing is we both love Malieve, but Malieve books don't typically, which is good for us. But as far as it's straight because you like Malieve that you buy the book. It's not because it's going to flip and be worth something later, unless there's some major event that happens in the book. Another guy.
Although I just made a giant mistake. I just bought the latest novel, the Star Wars novel, because it was like half off on Prime Day or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and it's got a bunch of the characters from this Star Wars run and the last 2 Darth Vader runs. So after I read that book, I know I'm gonna start reading that other stuff. So I'm like, dang it, why do I do this to myself? Here's your boy John Boy
Myers. He's building a small group. He's building a bigger and bigger group of people that love to collect his stuff. He does Venom very well.
Yeah.
So this is not an incentive, but it's a pretty fun cover if you like Venom and you like John Boy Myers. So I don't know how many stores are buying Venom Lethal Protector. Like there'll be plenty of cover B and cover A cover, but I don't know how many. So who knows? I will if I find it for cover, I might buy it. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be double and triple cover.
Right.
Grimm, I can't decide. Jenny Friston does her same old thing. Same old. This is the 1 for 25. There's also a 1 for 50 virgin version of this, or maybe 1 for 75. I've only read the first issue of Grimm. Have you read any of Grimm yet?
No.
Issue 1 took off. Like issue 1 cover A took off, but like cover B and C didn't. And then the incentives are still worth the incentives. But for some reason, cover A took off and people started believing it, which is, I don't know, funny to me because there's a preview of Grimm in like all the first issues that came out the week before.
Right.
By Boom.
That Jay Lee's not jumping off the shelves?
You mean no. Which speaking, sorry if you're a Jay Lee fan, we did not pull the Jay Lee Seventh Son's Mother's Uncle book or whatever.
No.
I mean, it's.
And I'm a Jay Lee fan.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought a Jay Lee book in ages.
Yeah, I was at a store today and I saw some. I was like, oh, there's a Strike Force. Here's the old school Jay Lee. Some great X Factor.
That's the good stuff, man. The X Factor, that's my favorite. It's so weird compared to what else is going
on. 1 for 50, Acula. I can't say the name, but DC Vampires All Out War. I can't figure out what's going on with the DC versus Vampires because there's like all these one shots now coming out for the book. Some of them have been sort of fun. I haven't been reading any of them. I didn't do the Deceased. That's just not this. I don't do the one-off stuff too much, anyways.
Yeah, me neither.
Jurassic League. Maybe came out this week. Maybe came out last week. I featured it last week too, and then it looks like it's coming out this week at Midtown. So I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Just silly fun. Speaking of silly fun, Mad Balls and Garbage Pail Kids were number 1. Dynamite. Hey, Dynamite guys. I pulled a Morello. I'm featuring a book. I don't ever feature Dynamite books here. Sorry, it's not a Perillo, guys. It's not a Celine. It's not a Carla Cohen. This is a, what's his name here? Joe Simcoe trading card variant. 1 for 10. But these are, if you can find the 1 for 10s or 1 for 20s for under ratio, or for cover price, grab them, hold them. People collect this type of stuff. But it's Dynamite, so there's like 20 different variants for it for a book that no one's maybe no one cared about, but I think there was also like a ash can that stores got sent a couple of weeks ago. There was like a blank cover ash can, so I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
I dig this Clunan cover.
Yeah,
I don't know. Artemis is not a character I really follow at all.
Me neither. I just read some of when she was with Red Hood.
Yeah, that's when I remember when she was with Red Hood. But
I actually liked that team a lot. It was really funny.
Is that the Rockefort run?
Yeah, and after I think it's like Artemis, Red Hood, and Bizarro.
Oh, you read the Outlaws, Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some funny things happening. Yeah, I think it looks cool. I don't know. I'll definitely look at the creative team and see what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's just a one shot, so
yeah, that's why I like it.
Did you read issue 6 of the Night?
The Night, I did. It's good. It continues to be good. It's, I mean, like I said when we first read that this was happening, and I mean, this is kind of the uncharted timeline of Bruce Wayne. So Chip's done a pretty good job.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see what he switches back and forth between Daredevil and Batman. Like,
yeah,
see how he brings that. I mean, yes, they're the same character in some way, some essence. In a lot of ways, they're not.
Speaking of, did you read the new Daredevil?
I haven't been to the store. Like, I have it ordered. I'm going to pick it up. I just have not had a chance.
I got it.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Actually, did you read through Devil's Reign? Did you read it up? Like,
no,
you caught up?
I'm totally jumped in cold. I haven't read any of that yet. I finished the last run, but I didn't read any of Devil's Reign. But you know, context clues. I think I was okay.
Yeah,
but it's a good book. It looks good. It's a little confusing at first, but then he, you know, clears it out for you. I really enjoyed the backup Elektra story.
The same artist?
No, it's La Torre. He did some Daredevil back in like the 700s, I feel like.
Okay.
And the Shadow, whatever.
Oh yeah.
He did some of that, so it's kind of like him coming back. So it was really good, and it has Stick in it, so it was like triple whammy. It was a good book. I really enjoyed it.
And
the Batman. I haven't even told you about the Batman yet either. The Chip Batman. It was good. That's all I'll say though.
Here's the Catwoman. I think Sozo's actually going to just do cover B's now. I'm not sure if it's after this issue or if it's after the next issue. So I'm very curious if the value will maintain. I mean, obviously it won't maintain quite the same way, but Frisson covers still, like, I mean, people still buy them even though they're just regular B covers. And they don't have much aftermarket, but there are a few. Every once in a while, there's one that hits and has a double, triple.
It'll be interesting to see what they do for the incentive.
Yes, that will be.
If she's doing B and then they're like, oh, we'll get this guy, you know. So
watch him go for like Paul Pope or something like that.
Oh man. Okay.
God, that Wonder Woman was bad again. Did you see it?
No.
It's because it wasn't Wonder Woman. I don't even know who the character was, but I was like, and at the same time, I'm like, maybe he has a story he's writing, and I just don't know it until I see all the covers side by side.
Right. This is gonna shock you. I don't really look at Wonder Woman comics. Hardly ever. That's why when you pull one out, I'm like, oh yeah, Wonder Woman, that exists.
Indie Spotlight showing your boy.
Yep.
Or actually not your boy, but the book that you like by your boy.
Yeah. It's been great. This is a cool cover too. Although, you know, I got pissed about Ed Piskor putting his characters on a Shaolin Cowboy cover, and Stan does it, and I'm totally fine. But I feel like this guy is as iconic as the Shaolin Cowboy, if not way more.
Yeah.
And Piskor stuff, like,
no, you have to know.
We know it because we do this show.
Yeah.
It's a fun book. Read it when you get a chance.
Rogues Gallery. I honestly can't tell you anything about it. I like this Tulate cover. It's issue 1. I read the solicitation, and it didn't leave an impression. So that tells you how good this. It didn't seem like anything special, if I recall.
Yeah, it seemed like a weird thing to call it Rogues Gallery was my initial response after reading the solicitation, which didn't stick in my head. I don't even remember what it said.
Yeah, if this cover, I like this. Like I feature two. Look, a lot of times when I like her covers, I like them, so I
Yeah,
threw them both up here. It was the better
yeah,
of the covers too, I thought. But
yeah.
after school, this is Skybound. There, I like it. I like the first anthology. This is a completely. I think it's a different team and everything, different story, but they're just
Yeah.
at least one shots, little stories. I'm curious what this one's going to be.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Cool.
Oh, here we go. Marv has you back there.
Yeah, exactly.
More indie spotlight. I really dig this. I have not read outside of issue 1 of Alice Ever After, which has the Grimm preview in it. But these covers have been great for Alice Ever After.
Yeah.
I mean,
the other one's good too.
Yeah.
The A or B, one of them was really great.
Yeah, and this is the Virgin. I think the A cover looks like is the regular, and then or maybe it's the B, and then this is the Virgin version.
Yeah, it's weird as hell. I like it.
But and Stephanie Hans, I mean, I'm a big fan. But I mean, they've had J. Scott Campbell, Dan Poston. I think it's Dan Poston. How you say his name's book, and then it's like, oh, J. Scott, Adam Hughes.
Yeah,
let's go get
because he's been around forever, so he knows everybody. So that's I mean that's the way you do it. Yeah, I eventually will read that one day.
Blink. There's a 1 for something, 1 for 15 or 1 for 25 cover that just no final art for it. But this is the cover A. I like the coloring of it. I think it's fun. From what I remember reading about the solicitation, it's like girl's been having bad dreams. She swears something happened when she was little. She was found on the streets of whatever city. And then all of a sudden she watches something online and you're like, that's where I was. She goes into this building and every room has a camera in it. And every room is filming these terrible things.
Yeah.
And that's as far as I got.
I went a little deeper because it's Hayden Sherman again. This is the other book that he's illustrating. They're using found footage and embedding it into the illustrations.
Oh wow.
So there's actually like weird stuff from the internet that they're putting in that I guess is public domain or they got permission to use or something.
Is it like a Blair Witch comic book or something?
Kind of. I mean, there's still illustration, and it's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen him do. But there's a lot of like grainy actual photographs put into the.
I wonder if it's going to be one of those like for a while there, Marvel dabbled in AR where you could take your phone over a book. Like, can you imagine like scary videos start playing? Oh, it's there.
No, I don't want to even think about it. But I'll definitely look at this book.
Yeah. And it's the catch to it is this is definitely either you have to order it or you have to have a big LCS that picks up because it's Oni. I mean, how many people outside of Rick and Morty, like what other books did they do? I mean, they did the 7th gun or 6th gun or whatever, but most stores only get a few copies. Yeah. Speaking of very few copies, AWA, this cover is gorgeous. I think it's Aaron Bartling. I think he does covers. I've read up through. I've enjoyed these. It's fun. Basically, what would happen if two families both ended up with superpowers, but one's trying to be good and trying to stay out of it, and the other's trying to be bad, and they both sort of figure it out. So now they're having an all-out brawl. Is what it's leading towards. So it's sort of fun because one family really just wants to stay under the radar and not be heroes or bad guys, and the other one's like, "Well, I'm gonna go rob a bank because I can't."
Right. That sounds pretty good. Again, all the AWA stuff that I've read, and I've picked up some number ones along the way, especially if I see it for cheap. I'm grabbing them every time. But everything I've read's been pretty solid. It's like you said about that one thing, that like one shot, that book of one shots that you grabbed.
Yeah, Lesser Evils.
Yeah, like there's nothing that's like groundbreaking. Like it's not shattering the ceiling in any way, but they're solid little genre pieces. And I mean, in a world where I don't look at Wolverine comics and I don't look at Detective Comics and because I can't stand to read them, it's really nice to have somebody who's doing this.
Yeah, it's nice to have world building where you don't have to know all the backstory because guess what the backstory is. issue 1 and you're on issue
Right.
3, like, and then they stop
Yeah.
at issue 6, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I love that model.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's really, and then the other side, and how long they continue it, you can go online and you can read what you missed. Like,
right.
if you wait like 3 months back, you can go back and read as a webtoon, which reads differently because you have to scroll. It's best to read like on an iPad, but you can do that, so that's sort of nice too.
Yeah. It's a different company. So the next time you talk to Axel, because I know he's a personal friend of yours.
Oh yeah.
Tell him good job from some random guy that he doesn't know.
There were so many books that had incentives. We covered a bunch of them. We looked at some of them, but at the same time, it was so many books, and then there wasn't any ones I really like super excited about. I mean, I'm showing a World's Finest Lorenzo. I can't ever say his name. He did all the Iron Man covers. They were pretty cool.
Yeah. I do like that Batman.
Yeah, the Batman's pretty, but because this is you read the issue right before this one where it's the super spliced together Green Lantern, Batman, Superman.
They merge. Yeah.
So,
and the artwork was pretty good because it's Dan Morrow. So
yeah. It's one of those, like, because of what you said and because it's only on issue 5, I sort of want to read just 1 through 5 just to sort of see how much of a gimmick versus actually being a good story.
Yeah.
I love this cover. I wanted to show it. This is just the regular cover A. I've been a big fan of Tom Taylor's Nightwing, and then Bruce Ronaldo, or however you say his name, does a great job of just the art in it. He does some, just like Matt Hawkins and Aha David did. That's what the feel I get. Like, it could be one of those seminal runs for a character. Whether or not anything, the bad thing is they can never reproduce it. Hawkeye's been a nothing character again, but for that short period of time, he was amazing.
Oh man!
And it carried over into the next story a little bit, but not quite as much. The all new Hawkeye.
Yeah,
but they haven't been able to capture that momentum again.
It was like the perfect storm, you know. And those books are so rare. Like, that's why like Brian K. Vaughan sticks with the people that he starts fires with. He's like, oh, I'm gonna stay with these people. And stays with them.
And Brian K. Vaughan likes to just create worlds all. Give me one guy from that world, and I'll just create a brand new thing with it that has nothing to do. So, yeah,
I do really like the color combo on this.
Yeah, I am a fan. There's actually quite a few IDW books that came out, but we showed you a couple that we liked from it.
That Rocketeer looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. This cover that looked great.
It had It was there was a Virgin version and then the regular cover. I think this one. Evidently the Ninjago and Garmageddon #3. I forgot to put image in front of, but that's Skybound is covering Lego books or whatever. But there's a 1 for 10 incentive, so I don't know how valuable those will ever be. But someone eventually will want to put together a set, and then how many stores are buying 10 copies of Legos Ninjago books?
Yeah, I don't know. So, are kids buying books again?
I don't know. You go into the stores and you'll see them looking, especially during the summer.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen a lot of kids at the shop lately with their dads.
Yeah, dad's got to get out of the house and say, I'll buy you something. Just be quiet about what I'm buying. Don't say anything.
Right, yeah. Oh, here's 7 Sons.
Yeah.
We wrote it down. That's nice of us.
Because it has an incentive, the black and white of the cover A, that was like blue or something like that. It was just a black and white cover that he dyed blue. And it's like, that's the cover A, and then the black and white's the regular. But it drives me nuts that it's a freaking what was cute when they first started doing them is getting really old. These Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle homage covers or whatever.
They're everywhere. This is
Little Red Ronin, but it is Garrett Gunn, who I've enjoyed a lot of the books he's written.
Yeah, you do like him.
He did Warcorns, and the big book now is Good Boy. He also did Franklin.
Oh yeah, I read that. That was pretty good.
Franklin Ghost. So he's done just fun animal spoof stories. So yeah, I'll probably give this a look. I'm not ordering this incentive. I did not support the Kickstarter or whatever. So I was like, I'm slowing down my Kickstarter support and maybe just doing the digital versions of them. But
that's cool. Here's the Marvel Avengers X-Men Eternals Judgment Day.
Yes, I didn't like the cover. There was weight.
They all look like every other cover ever.
Yeah,
but there was one that was okay. I feel like it was maybe the C cover that I was like, oh, it's not so bad.
But between the was it and he? How come the Avengers all have to fight every team? Was
I
it
don't know.
they X-Men and him fought several times, and they fought the Inhumans, and then they fought. So
The cover A is pretty good, maybe.
it's really
Or maybe
busy.
maybe that's number 2 that I liked. Uh-oh. That's not good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for popping in and catching what we have to say. Thanks for the chat talk, guys. It's always more fun when you guys are participating. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you didn't like. I love the fact that I asked if what you wanted for this week, and people said Joe back, and you got Joe back. Joe's back, and you like the. I think we do an okay job of covering the books. I love hearing what he has to say. We have different opinions. We like a lot of the same stuff, but we also like it for very different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love hearing from you guys in the comments of the video, in the comments in the articles, telling me what you think, what books I missed, what books I screwed up. All those things are helpful. And also, please tell me what you like. But more than anything, like, subscribe, keep us going, guys. See ya.
Peace.